What's up, everyone? Welcome to Technically Speaking. My name is 7-Star Mike, and this is a new series where I'm going to go over some technical analysis ideas with you guys, show some setups, show how I use technical analysis. But before I get into any of that, I want to start off with a $500 challenge that I've been given by a buddy of mine about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now, he said, with only a $500 account, can you make $50 a day? So that's without YOLOs, without putting the entire $500 into a single trade, trading relatively responsibly using $500 a day. Can I make $50 a day? And this is what I've been able to do with that. So looking over at the trades here, this has been 13 trading days. Now in those 13 trading days, I have $752 in net profits. There's 2 losses in there. The 2 losses combined for $65. The profits combined for $817 for a net profit of $752. Add that to the $500 starting balance and you get $1252 in 13 trading days. So that's what I've been able to do with the account. And again, this is not YOLOs. So I'm not taking the full $500 and putting it into something so far out of the money and hoping it hits. This is taking only SPY trades, and this is taking only basically 1 or 2 trades a day using about $200 to $300 in buying power per trade. So using $500 a day, if I do a $300 trade, the next trade is going to be less than $200. So what I wanted to show you guys is how I'm going about these trades. I'm only trading SPY, only 1 or 2 contract position sizes, and I'm just going same day expiration right at the money or 1 contract out of the money. And I want to show you guys what I was able to do today. Basically 2 trades for the day. I used $290 in buying power to make $83 in profits. So let's take a look at some of those trades. The first one here, this is a 30% gain. I took a single SPY contract from 104 to 135. Now, I want to show you what that trade was all about. So let's take a look at the chart here. Let's zoom into the time frame on this one. Now, on Twitter, I posted all of the trade confirmations to show that those trades were actual legit trades. I'm not just making them up and saying this is what I would have done. So if you follow me on Twitter, every time I've posted one of those trades, I've shown the trade confirmation. To save time and space here, I'm not going to show those, but they are available on Twitter. So this is the first trade I took for the day. I got in at 654, which was right here. This candle here. You can see at the bottom of the chart it says 9:54, so I'm on the West Coast, so 6:54 my time is 9:54 on the East Coast. So this candle right here, I went short SPY, single contract. So why did I short it here? Well, pre-market we had a resistance here. We came up here to test it and rejected. Then we had a nice big candle leading right into it and we rejected again, and then a bigger candle coming off of that. So I was basically playing a rejection of this level here, which was a pre-market resistance, and then it tried twice during the market hours to get over that and couldn't. So I went short right here. Now, my stop would have been just slightly above here. Now, if you look at the underlying price, 506.92, 507.33 is where this level is. So I was giving this trade about a 50-cent move against me if I was wrong. That's where I would have stopped out. And my target was low of day, which at the time was this point right here, 505.92. Now you can see we immediately got 2 big red candles. This here, the low was 506.03. So we were 10 cents away from that low of day. So since we got these 2 big momentum candles right down close enough to my target, I decided to close that one out. And then you can see it did retrace a little bit. So once we get these big moves down, sometimes I kind of expect a little retracement. Didn't really expect it to go all the way back up here, but I wasn't in the trade anymore, so it didn't matter. So once I was out of the trade, it's time to look for a new setup. So this was simply a resistance level, resistance, resistance. So I was trading a rejection of that level. We did get 2 good momentum candles that got me the 30% gain right away in 2 candles. These are 1-minute candles. So in 2 minutes, 30% gain, lock it in and move on to the next one. So let's take a look at the next one. The next one was a 28% gain. This was from 93 to 119. Now, let's take a look at the chart on this one again so we can see exactly what I was doing over here. This one I got in at 7:34. So again, West Coast time. Let's go to the East Coast is 10:34. That's going to be this candle right here. So on this candle, you can see the low wick is down here. So what I was trading on this one was this point here was support, support, support. So when we wicked below it here, I was trading a break of that support level. Now it did get a nice move down. I closed at 741, which was down here. So again, we got a nice big momentum candle to the downside, 28% gain. I locked it in. I was over the percentage or the dollar amount goal that I was trying to do for the day for the small account. Now you can see it actually went down. If we zoom further, it went right to my target level here. So had I waited for the technical analysis exit, I would have made a lot more because this is another dollar move on the underlying. So a full dollar move. This one was 2 contracts. That would have paid out a lot nicer. But again, for the small account, I'm just kind of protecting gains. My challenge was to make 50 bucks a day in it using less than $500 in buying power. I did it at that point, so I just closed out the trade. But technically speaking, this was my target level here, and you can see we went right down to that level. Now, how did I get 504.12 as a level? Well, very simple. Let's zoom out. You can see right over here there was a support level, and that's where we bounced here. So you can say, yeah, Mike, there's support level here, support level here, support level here. So why did you choose this one? Well, let's zoom out even further. You can see this 504.12 area that was support, resistance here, and resistance here. So my favorite spots on the chart for technical analysis are basically going to be anytime we have a support or resistance that flips to the other side. So in this case, we had resistance here, support here. So that's a nice level that I like to watch. So that's what my target was. And if we zoom back to today's action, that's exactly where we bounced. We did let go of it a little bit more. But if you're trading on technical analysis and you know that's going to be a significant level and you see a bounce there, that's a good spot to exit. So if I'm mirroring this trade in the bigger account, that's the target that I'm looking for. So let's go back to the account that we're working with here. This is the $500 account. You can see all the trades on there. There are 2 losses on there, but hey, that's part of trading. We're going to take losses when we trade. That's just part of it, right? No one's ever perfect. So the consistency on this account is pretty good. If you look at those 2 trades that are red, look at how many are green. Now, the reason there are so many that are green compared to red is because I'm taking very small gains. So a lot of these trades are going to be $20 or $30 in profit. But remember, the target for this particular account was only $50 a day. So if I'm making $20 to $30 in a particular trade using only $100 or $200 in buying power, that's a pretty good trade for what I'm trying to do with this account. Now, this is to grow the account slowly. Okay, so I'm not taking the $500 and trying to get something so far out of the money that it's going to double the account in one trade if it works, because one of those trades that doesn't work is going to blow up the account. Slow and steady. You can see, again, let's switch back here. The trade every day, roughly $100 to $200 in buying power per trade, sometimes 2 trades a day. And that grew the account from 500 to 1252 in 13 trading days. Now, you're not going to live off this account, right? To make $600, $700, $800 a month, that's not something you're going to live off of. But if you only have $500 in your account, this is a way to grow the account slowly and securely. Again, we're not taking wild trades. These are just at the money SPY contracts. Now, they are same day expiration, so there is some kind of volatility to that. You've got to be aware of what a same day expiration contract can do. But once you get some experience with that, this is what you want to do to grow a small account. Okay, taking a $500 account and tripling it in a month, that's a pretty good return for you. And as you get a bigger and bigger account balance, one thing you don't want to do is go from 1 or 2 contracts of SPY and then jump to 10 contracts of SPY, because you might have consistency on those smaller contracts, but then when you make your position size that much bigger, you start paying attention to the money and not the technical analysis. What you want to do is get to the point where you're just trading on the charts. So for now, because the account is so small, I'm taking these smaller gains, 20, 30, 40 bucks. The goal is to make 50 bucks a day. Now, if you let the chart tell you when to exit, some of these trades that I took 30 or 40 bucks on went on to make hundreds or $200, $300 because of a technical level that I would have let it go to in a bigger account. But in the smaller account, I'm super protective of it. Again, the goal was to make 50 bucks a day. So if I'm at 30 or 35 bucks and it looks like it's going to stall, I'm just going to close that out and look for another trade later in the day. You can see the consistency here. The consistency is what builds accounts. Don't get too crazy. Stay conservative. Mark your levels on the chart and grow those small accounts safely and securely.